What's up, Mavletic lovers and listeners, and welcome back to another episode of Maverick Postgame. We hope some of you got to see some of our athletics this past week. If not, don't worry, because today we got another full show for you as football leaves Fort Lewis scoreless.
And men's soccer unfortunately lost on their senior day.
But the women's soccer counter that with their senior day win.
And volleyball sweeps the Cougars to wrap up their perfect October.
All of that and so much more as we move ahead into this recap-packed episode of Maverick Postgame. So with that being said, I'm your host, Grace Metcalf.
And I am Brianna Sinclair.
Let's dive into all the game-breaking stats, off-the-wall wins, heartbreaking losses, and in-depth analysis of our CMU athletics. Roll it!
Hello everyone, once again I'm Brianna Sinclair.
And I'm Grace Metcalf. Let's hop right in and take a look at all the Mavtastic action that took place this week here at CMU. It took a while to get going, but a thank you defensive score after Mesa scored its first touchdown on Saturday helped the Mavericks get on track in a 49-0 runaway RMAC victory at Fort Lewis. Continuing on their longest winning streak since 2017, the defense pitched its first shutout since a 42-0 win against the Skyhawks in 2013. Touchdowns from the offense, defense, and special teams contributed to the Mavs' most complete performance of the season. Only 9 seconds after Leo Imov connected on a 25-yard touchdown pass to Trek Keyworth in the second quarter, Fort Lewis quarterback Stone Walker inexplicably threw a backwards pass on a rollout. Instead of finding his trailing running back, he threw the ball right into George Soap's hands, and the Mavs freshman linebacker ran it back 23 yards for a 14-0 lead. The play was officially ruled a fumble recovery and returned because it was a backwards pass. Brandon Belgrave, who rushed for 87 yards on 14 carries, put CMU up 21-0 on a 4-yard run up the middle in the third quarter. And Keyworth went up for an 18-yard touchdown catch from Imov with 3 minutes and 48 seconds remaining in the third. Less than 1 minute later, the special teams got in on the act. Redshirt freshman Eli Keith broke through and blocked a Fort Lewis punt after the defense went 3 and out, not allowing a yard with the Skyhawks backed up at their own 5. Sean Sharp chased the ball down in the end zone for the touchdown and a 35-0 lead after 3 quarters. Leslie Richardson took over at quarterback, with Jack Burke catching a 33-yard pass down the sideline to set up Miles Newble's 4-yard touchdown run. Sean Kidd carried the ball on 7 straight plays after yet another defensive stop. Kidd's personal 89-yard drive cumulated in an 18-yard touchdown and a 49-0 lead, and was highlighted by a 47-yard run up the middle on second down from CMU's 12 that put the ball on the Fort Lewis 41. As a team, the Mavericks dominate the statistics, running for 303 yards to the Skyhawks' 71. Imov completed nearly 90% of his passes, 16 of 18 for 144 yards and a pair of touchdowns, both to Keyworth, a redshirt freshman who reached the end zone for the first time in his career. In rolling up 40 offensive yards, CMU averaged 6.7 yards per play.
The Colorado Mesa University men's soccer team would take an early 1-0 lead in the day's match against a number 25 Colorado State University Pueblo, but ultimately could not come up with a response to the Thunderwolves' 2-goal first half, as the Mavs would end up falling in a 2-1 decision on senior day at Community Hospital Unity Field. The Mavs' lone goal would come courtesy of Manuel Ponce Casas. CMU would take down the early 1-0 lead in the 20th minute when the Mavs' only shot of the first half found the back of the net. Ponce Casas would score his second goal of the season when Mark Bonifay would feed him a high cross to the other side of the penalty area, to which he used a strong header to put past the Thunderwolf goalkeeper. Bonifay, earning the assist on that score, now gives him 6 on the year. The Mavs' lead wouldn't last long, though, as less than 5 minutes later, the Thunderwolves would answer back with a goal of their own. Jose Bustamante would score this goal with Alan Ferdman earning the assist. CSUP would break the tie and take the lead then in the 34th minute on a goal by Toby Toby after being granted a corner kick. The Pack's CEO Oliveira would launch the ball into the penalty area into Ignatius Denmark before he would tap it over to Toby to score from close range and past Diego Chavez's extending legs. The match would be 2-1 after 45 minutes, with CUSCP outshooting CMU 10-1. Both teams would challenge in the second half to break the score out even more, but ultimately it was CUSPS's strong defensive game that would hold the Mavs at bay. As a team, the Mavericks would only fare 3 corner kicks and 5 shots in total, with 3 of them on goal, while the Thunderwolves in the match would take 9 corner kicks and shot 15 times with 6 of them goal.
The number 22 Colorado Mesa University women's soccer team would use a 3-goal day and 20-shot attack by their offense to top the Thunderwolves of Colorado State University Pueblo in a 3-2 victory on Senior Day at Community Hospital Unity Field. CMU guaranteed their spot in the RMAC Women's Soccer Championship after their win on Thursday over UCCS and currently sit in second place in the conference with 27 points. Colorado School of Mines has 28 points to just top the Mavs. Sarah Dunn would notch the first goal of the day's match as she gave the Mavs the 1-0 lead in the 21st minute. Her 4th goal of the season would come on a close-range shot within the penalty box area that found the bottom left corner of the net. She would be assisted by Carly Dare, who tapped the ball over from near the corner of the goal. Dare now has 5 assists on the year, with all of them coming in conference play. Adding to that lead in the 40th minute would be Braylon Buckleon, who has now scored in 2 straight matches after receiving a short cross pass from Mira Hook just outside of the penalty area. Bakelin would launch the ball into the top left corner of the net to solidify the Mavs' lead to 2-0 at half. Entering the second half up 2-0, the Mavs would continue growing their lead when Randall would score once again for Colorado Mesa in the 53rd minute. Randall would dance around the defenders close to the Thunderwolves' goal before knocking her shot into the bottom left corner of the net to make the game 3-0. CSU Pueblo would retaliate with a goal of their own in the 77th minute when a foul in the penalty box would give them a penalty kick opportunity to make the match 3-1. The Thunderwolves would further close the deficit in the 83rd minute when Courtney Cowles would shoot a high floating shot from outside the penalty area just over the hands over the Mavs goalkeeper to pull the game within 1 score. She would gather an assist by Kia Comstock on that goal. As a team, the Mavericks would outshoot the Thunderwolves 20-5 in the game, with 11 of their 20 shots being on goal. Colorado Mesa improves their winning streak to 9 in a row now and are still perfect in RMAC play.
Sydney Leffer, Sierra Hunt, and Nicole Martin combined for 43 kills as the Colorado Mesa University volleyball team used a balanced effort to extend its winning streak to 9 straight matches with a 25-20, 25-23, 25-20 Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference sweep over visiting Colorado Christian University on Saturday afternoon. CMU scored the first 4 points of the match and never trailed in the first set, building as much as a 7-point cushion as Martin recorded 2 of her 6 first set kills on the final 3 rallies. However, the Cougars would take a 4-1 and 8-5 lead in the second set before the Mavs were able to set the set at 12 before opening up a 15-13 lead on back-to-back Hunt kills, followed by a Leffler service ace. CCU did not falter and used a 4-down run of their own to go back to the front 17-15 before 2 more Hunt kills put the Mavs up 18-17. The tight set, which featured 9 ties and 5 lead changes, then continued and was tied at 21-22 before consecutive Leffler kills gave the Mavericks a pair of set points at 24-24. The Cougars withstood the first on a Maverick service error, but could not fight off the second as Leffler put the set away with yet another kill. The Cougars then opened up a early 2-1 third set lead before the Mavs went on a 5-0 run that featured a pair of Stormy Tadlock kills and 2 more Leffler kills on back-to-back points. CMU then extended the 6-2 lead as much as 10-4 and were never seriously threatened again, cruising what was their second 3-set sweep of the week. As a team, the Mavericks finished the afternoon, hitting 23.9% as a team, while the Cougars were held up to an 18.5% team clip.
Mason Rowland scored 24 points to lead the Colorado Mesa women's basketball team to an 85-53 exhibition victory Saturday night over Colorado College at Bronson Arena. Last season's RMAC Freshman of the Year has moved into the starting lineup this season and went 10 of 19 from the field with 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals in 29 minutes. Olivia Reed, the reigning RMAC Player of the Year, had 12 points, 8 rebounds, 5 steals, and 2 blocks, with senior point guard Kylie Kravig just missing a double-double with 9 points and 10 assists. She did not have a turnover in more than 31 minutes of playing time. The exhibition was a matchup of Rowland against her older sister Kylie, a senior guard for the Tigers who went 20-8 last season. Kylie made a 3-pointer early in the game, her only points of the game. She also had 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals. As a team, the Mavericks shot 52.3% from the field, hit 11 of 22 from the 3-point line, and out-rebounded the Tigers 38-27. Colorado Mesa led from the start, outscored CC 42-28 in the paint, had 29 fast break points, and showed its improved depth with 32 points off the bench.
Olympian Harry Stacy and team captain Andrew Scoggin both claimed 2 individual wins as the Maverick men's swimming and diving team swept the relays and diving events while taking 11 event wins overall in a dominant 203-97 victory over NCAA Division I Wyoming in an interdimensional dual meet on Saturday afternoon. The 106-point victory was the Mavs' first ever dual triumph over the Cowboys. Meanwhile, Wyoming's women claimed a 185-115 win over the Mavericks, who claimed 4 event wins. The CMU women also combined to set 5 NCAA Champion II division qualifying swimming times, while 2 divers set NCAA Champion qualifying marks. The Mavericks men had 4 divers set such marks as Ty Mitten and Watt Harmison were amongst the event winners. The Mavs also posted 6 NCAA provisional qualifying times in swimming events throughout the afternoon. Women divers Kenya Meyer and Jenna Hurley set NCAA marks. Meyer took the second in the 3-meter event with a 6 dive score of 275.03 points, 10 points higher than the NCAA standard of 265. Hurley also had an Exposition 11 dive score of 429 points in the 1-meter discipline. Meyer also had a point score of 395.03 points in that contest, again going over the NCAA 11 dive standard of 390 points. In the women's swimming events, Agata Naskrit, Kiara Borschkart, and Sophia Baines won individual events, while Naskrit, Maddie Morin, Borschkart, and Adequino combined for a winning time of 1 minute and 43.08 seconds in the 200 medley relay.
Colorado Mesa University redshirt sophomore Drexel Cox led a youthful Colorado Mesa University men's cross-country team to a solid 8th place finish on Saturday at the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference Championships. Cox completed the 8,000-meter course in a time of 25 minutes and 45.9 seconds to place 44th, as the Mavericks recorded a 5-man pack time of just 52.3 seconds while scoring 256 points in the 15-team field that run. For the women's team, Kirsten Williams recorded her second straight all-conference performance with a time of 21 minutes, 6.2 seconds to place 20th overall. As the Colorado Mesa University Maverick women placed 6 runners in the top 40 of the individual standings en route to a solid 7th place team finish. Now that we have recapped some of the games, it's time to announce our Maverick of the Week. Our Maverick of the Week goes to Andrew Scoggin. Andrew dominated the backstroke events with winning the 100 back in 49.14 seconds and winning the 200 back in 1 minute and 49.97 seconds. Not only that, but he helped gain the win in the medley relay. Ultimately, all of his wins contributed to the 100-plus point win over Wyoming. Congratulations, Andrew, for your outstanding performance. You're Maverick of the Week. We are now at the end of our show, and it's time for our closing statements. My closing thought is on everything. I mean, Wow, so many great performances from all of our athletics. I'm just amazed at how everyone has been performing so far. We're just getting the tail end of the fall sports and they're doing incredible. It makes me excited to see what the winter sports have coming and just the overall year all around.
No, I completely agree. It really has been incredible. My closing thoughts are on mostly the men's swimming. They had their first triumph over the Wyoming Cowboys for the first time ever. Now they didn't only just beat them, they destroyed them with double over the number of points.
It really is incredible, although it does help having an Olympian on our team. And now that we have wrapped up all the action from this week and given our closing thoughts, it is time to close the show. Thank you everyone so much for joining us this week on Maverick Postgame. I've been your host, Grace Metcalf.
And I've been Brianna Sinclair.
Be sure to go check out our channel, 62.2, for more games and updates. We'll catch you next week on an all-new recap-packed episode of Maverick Postgame. Stay safe, Mavs, study hard, go to a game or two, and of course, have yourselves a Mesa amazing day.